Friends, hello, greetings, salutations. Let's talk about Sofi. I don't want to make this a long drawn out video because if you've been here with the last, 3-4 quarterlies at this point with Sofi, this is kind of the same routine conversation we've been having with Sofi, and literally we're up against the same battlefield we've been up against here for the last 2 years now, really since Sofi has started to build their company back and get back into business here of their bread and butter since the collapse of civilization when COVID hit. So Sofi, what is going on? Okay, so the quarterlies came out today. They beat quarterlies, not hugely, but they did do well. They beat expectation, did good. So, and we expected that. This wasn't like, oh my God, we expected that. So here's where we sit right now with Sofi, and this is where people are going to start arguing. People are already arguing online, and it is like a bloodbath out there right now in chat rooms with Sofi. And when people say they're sick of Sofi, they're done with Sofi, they should have put their money somewhere else, they could have made more money other places, you're absolutely right, and you should be disgusted. You should be mad, absolutely. But I am preaching the same thing I've been preaching with Sofi here for a year now. And every time I make a Sofi video, there's half of people that chew me out, and there's half go, okay, it makes sense. We see that. And so here I go into this thing with Sofi. Let me say this first, though. Go ahead and save some people from writing a long comment about how much I suck. I love Sofi. I am in Sofi for the long run, and you're going to have to be if you want to reap the benefits, the rewards of what's coming here. But here is the Skippy of what's going on with Sofi. Sofi, once again today, great quarterly. Now, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at this point, a lot has happened in that time frame just here in America. But the CEO of Sofi came out and said, hey, we're expecting really great numbers next year, probably some of the best. On top of that, Sofi, the CEO, even said if we see a nation led with Republican values, if Trump wins, essentially that's what he's saying, we're going to see Sofi do even better under those policies. So Sofi jumped. That's why Sofi jumped, incredibly, still, kind of surviving off that last little burst it had. And even with the quarterlies coming out today and leading up to the quarterlies, nothing happened. And then this is why I didn't make a video on Sofi last week where I was like, this is probably going to be a swing play, because I think a lot of us have been here before. We've seen Sofi do this, where Sofi tricks us. It tricks investors where it's like, we know they're going to have a good quarterly. We know they're doing good, but we know nothing else is really going to happen because Sofi is waiting on a few things here. First, it's waiting on rates to be cut. Sofi has to have a green lights. There's green lights it needs here, and rates being cut are one big thing, and that's one of the things it's waiting on. Now, people are suspecting that could happen here in September. Jerome Powell could do that. Most likely, I don't see that happening. Really, I don't want rates to be cut yet. I really don't. And the reason I don't, and you shouldn't either, you shouldn't want rates cut right now, because this is still leaving a lot of opportunity in the market for next year, essentially January, probably where the market will go on steroids, really whoever's in office, because that's usually what happens election year. But Sofi still being so cheap, here's where I go into the positive, side of Sofi. So Sofi being a complete bloodbath, a complete letdown right now, you should look at this in a different light. You should look at this as an opportunity to be a real investor and go, this may be the last time, and we're literally on the fence right now of the market doing this. Whoop! When rate cuts start happening, this is when the stock market, along with the crypto market, are going to go ballistic. We know, regardless of anything, there will be a market push here within months because of the election. If Kamala wins, regardless in January, the market will push, because that's just how history has shown the market. It will push. And this does not sound political, but it's going to be political because it's just what it is. And this is just the numbers and just the economics of how things work with the stock market and Republicans, the floor with the market. If Trump wins here in November, the stock market will go freaking nuts. All these small cap stocks stocks, bank stocks, that too, SoFi particularly, this will be the rocket ship that SoFi needs. We know the numbers are there with SoFi. We have a company that keeps beating expectations. Not only financially, but them as a company, they're growing. They're growing really fast and really big. I say this because I see it out there. I've talked to friends today, and everybody's just like, "Why is this stock not moving?" These are the reasons. SoFi doesn't know what to do yet. It doesn't know what to do, and people, they're getting tired of it, and I completely understand. But my plea and all I can say to you is, we are close. We are so freaking close to SoFi going berserk. We're waiting on two things, and SoFi is waiting on two things. It's waiting on rate cuts. It's waiting on the market. Those two things are going to happen here, possibly within these next 6 months. So, SoFi at $7.40, I would not be surprised to see SoFi go back down to a mid $6 range. Honestly, I would hope SoFi would go back down to like a $5 range before, too much longer. I would look at that as a grand opportunity to start loading the frickin' ship. If SoFi goes anywhere under where it's at right now, friends, it's like putting gold in underneath your mattress. I mean, this stuff is going to explode. It's almost hard to find real long-term investors in people that have been in the market for a long time to look at SoFi and go, it's not going to do anything. We know that's not true. SoFi is going to explode here. It is just literally gearing up right now. So I really just, I hope this encourages somebody, because talking to friends today, when I went on chat rooms today, I mean, people were just like, people were like pissed. And I get it. But I think a lot of us expected this. We were like, SoFi's going to have earnings. They're going to be good, but the stock's going to sell off. And we've seen this time and time again. And be honest, if SoFi did not have that, the CEO did not speak 3-4 weeks ago, SoFi would probably be at $6.10. That's the honest God's truth. But the fact, it's still living off the boost of those that last interview that I'm just talking about here. And these are just the remnants of it. It really didn't move much at all. I mean, honestly, it went worse today with, earnings. So SoFi is waiting on those two big elements. SoFi is waiting. It's waiting to be unleashed. This time next year, we could be talking about SoFi being a $20, $25 stock. Maybe, who knows, maybe even more, depending on where the economy is and where things are going and where rates are at. So friends, I'm going to shut up now. I hope that encourages someone. I'm not really going over charts. I'm not doing anything like that. We know the numbers. We know the charts. They're all there. They're all good. SoFi it's gearing up. It's ready. It's just a sleeping giant right now. It's a sleeping giant, sleeping dragon giant, whatever. Friends, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.